So Arteta demanding high standards, but Gyökeres is yet to reach that level in the Premier League this season. In fact, against the sides currently in the top half, Gyökeres is yet to score in 10 appearances. Particularly alarming is that he's failed to have a single shot in 7 of those games. You can see that there, and has managed just 12 shots in total. Results in Gyökeres having an XG of just 0.9. I mean, gents, when you look at that, I mean, Rob, I'll come to you. You know, as a goalkeeper, you're facing a striker. You've heard all about him, and you've seen him so far in the league. Is the criticism, is it fair or not?
I think you're looking at a guy who's come in for relatively not that big money. You look at someone like, compare it, he's half the money that Isak came in. Yeah. So you're saying, well, actually, is the expectation going to be that high? When you come up and play against a team like Arsenal that are flying at you with so many, and it comes to someone that bit, just that little bit lower a standard, then you hone in on that. And you hone in on that opportunity to say, press that guy. Don't let that guy score, or don't let that guy get that opportunity. And I think that's when it's in such a key position that everything, well, not everything, but so much goes through him, that then you turn around saying, well, we can kind of bypass him, and Arsenal can kind of bypass him in a way. And I think that's where he struggled with the lack of chances, the lack of shots. And then when it comes to it, when he does get it, it's just that little bit off that he can get hounded out, and I think he struggled in that regard. They were saying there was a stat I saw this week that he has the least amount of distance apart from any defender in the Premier League. Like, as a striker, like, he's not making as much space as any other striker. As the goalkeeper of that defence, you know, you see your centre-back marking Viktor Gyökeres. What are you saying to him? Are you saying to him, get close and just let him kind of almost have the ball and see what he can do with it? Get tight. You know, and what he wants to do is that turn. He wants to turn into the channel and get onto his favourite shot and foot and get that shot away. And I think he struggles a bit with the fullbacks bombing on and creating that second centre forward, the understanding of that, how you create your own space. Someone like Olivier Giroud was brilliant at creating his own space for others. And he's just, at the minute, I think you can turn around and say, he's easy to read, he's easy to come up against and stop, and from there you're saying, well, okay, that's one taken care of. We're facing a lot from many different angles here. We can face this and deal with him, and it's a little bit one-dimensional. Yeah, there's a lot as well that was said about people picked up on the fact that Saka didn't put in that early cross against Chelsea, got frustrated with it. There was something around the celebration. How much of it is down to him simply not getting the chances? Well, Quinton, would you say that's fair at all?
In terms of his work ethic, and I'm sure his manager will say the same, he works his socks off for the team. He does all the unselfish runs, but as a striker you need to be selfish at times. Play in the small box where he's more effective. When you look at the time when he was at Sporting, it's almost like the team played for him. Right. Whereas at Arsenal, you got Saka, you got Martinelli, you got all these amazing players, and the first thought is not Gyökeres. They're thinking, I need to play short, And as a striker, when you look at, for example, Haaland makes a run tomorrow, or when he plays for City, boom, they find him. That's the first thought in the midfielder's mind. Look, where's Haaland? Where's the same? He's probably struggling now in terms of confidence. It's Arsenal. He's not scoring like he did at Sporting. He was scoring for fun.
But is that going to be down to him? Like, almost like fronting up to the wingers, being like, you have to do this. Yeah,
it's conversation. It's speak. You got to tell Saka, look, I'm making this run. You got to put it in for me, please. This is my strength. But at the same time, it's now for him to change his mentality. You know, understand. Okay, he's going to drop. He's going to chop. Maybe I need to make another run. Understanding his teammates, and it takes time. I mean, every player, you don't just come into a club. Of course, you want to score goals as a striker, but you have to have patience with him. And for me, he's doing all the right things in terms of being unselfish for his team. But I want him to be a bit more ruthless in terms of when he gets a chance, he needs to put it away.
Okay, well, a lot is being made about whether Arsenal are able to get over the line this season and win their first league title since 2004. Well, check this out, because despite Arsenal's near misses over recent years, the majority of Mikel Arteta's squad do have experience of winning trophies. You can see here the Arsenal squad in formation, and only Ben White and William Saliba are yet to win a major honour in their senior careers. David Raya, Mikel Merino, Martin Zubimendi all won the Euros and the Nations League with Spain. Kai Havertz and Kepa have won the Champions League, plus Timber, Gabriel, Hincapié, Jesus and Gyökeres have all won domestic league titles. Jesus is the only Arsenal player to have won the Premier League. I mean, even I'll tell you, even as an Arsenal fan, that shocked me. Like, you know, when you realistically think about it, and you realise that, you know, this team they have been there, they have won those trophies. Do you think, Rob, that seeing that they do have the necessary, you know, mentality or know-how to win?
I'd take a bit of it with a pinch of salt. I mean, I won the Europa League without kicking a ball, so you put it in there and you think, well, you know, there's various sort of mitigating circumstances. I do think psychologically it is a huge, that first win.
Yeah.
We talk about the League Cup and how that could be the catalyst. On the flip side, if they don't win it, then all of a sudden it's going to be a real test of character, a real test of strength. That Arsenal team from 20-something years ago blew everyone away.
Yeah.
This team is very, very different. It's almost an Arsenal team back to the 90s, of the early 90s that I remember. And you saying what teams that will grind out results, and they become a bit harder. Grinding out results come harder and harder as you get through the season. So if they don't get through against Chelsea, which I think they will, but then obviously the final against City, you're thinking is going to be a huge one. And the big fillet of that is City know that. City know that it's going to be a little boost to them. So there's all sorts of mind games in there. There's mind games between now and the EFL Cup final. Yep. So there's so much to put into it.
Be hit for him, or like, how's he going to view this game, do you think?
I think he'll have a clear plan. He'll go about it in a no-nonsense way that we're talking with Henry about it, and just keep it so simple for them in that first game. And Quintin, you're right, talking about the DNA and the stuff that he needs to install to these Manchester United players to get the performance levels up is for the future. This is something else now. This is keep the messages simple, keep it clear. And you know, I worked with him watching Manchester City, and to watch him pick apart their game plan was fascinating. And he just sat there and he went, well, they're trying to do this. They're trying to overload the midfield to do this, do this, do this. And he understood within minutes of the game starting. And you're like, okay, I get you're working at a different level tactically to everyone else on the pitch or something. He understood that. He'll see it tomorrow, and he'll see that and just try and relay that as an understanding to the players that they can understand, and then they can go and play on the pitch.
That's exactly what Man United fans will want to hear, 100%. Now, a man that has made the headlines this week is Viktor Gyökeres. He grabbed a much-needed goal for Arsenal against Chelsea in the League Cup, relieving some of the pressure that's been building on him.
You look at Gyökeres and he stands out because technically he's nowhere near really most of his teammates.
He can improve in the box and he needs to improve.
He's not giving the team enough, nowhere near enough, and that's got to change pretty quickly.
Ben White in support, pulls it right across. Gyökeres! Well, he couldn't miss from that range, but that feels like a big moment for the striker. A goal in a big game.
Viktor has been exceptional in a lot of departments. Today he's done as well what is, in my opinion, his best qualities, which is to put the ball in the back of the net.
Well, Gyökeres' manager was asked about the striker's struggle to make an impact, and this is what he had to say.
He's a very demanding person. He knows the level that we need, and basically he really wants to fulfill everything that we expect of him, and he's been really trying. He's been very consistent, and I thought that against Chelsea he had a great game and scored the goal that helped us a lot to win the game.
Do you think the scrutiny and sometimes the criticism has been fair on him?
I don't know. It's part of the expectations, but it's not only for Viktor. It's for every number 9 in the league, or in every top club, or in every position that you play, or in my seat. You know, we expect to be really good, really consistent, and to win constantly, and that's what we have to try to do.
Welcome back to the final part of Team Talks. We're going to turn attention now to Forest and their clash against league leaders Arsenal.
Arsenal still unbeaten at home in the Premier League this season. So many seasons of promise, so many seasons of pursuit. The promise has become a purpose. Now, can the destiny be fulfilled? Brilliant strike from Martin Odegaard. Arsenal take the lead. And who else but Gabriel? position to go 6 points clear at the top. Arsenal are ready to claim this as their year. This Arsenal team are ready to show that they are the real thing.
Ahead of the game, let's hear from both managers, starting with Sean Dyche.
You've got to do all the basics well. Your shape's got to be good. You've got to work hard out of possession. And you've got to work and wait for your opportunities sometimes. They keep the ball well. They've been productive. They get the ball forward quicker than they have done previously. Everyone talks about their set pieces, but they're not just a set piece outfit, that's for sure. They're a very strong outfit. So I think got ready on all levels, and I think that's what we're looking to be.
Well, I think we are building very good momentum, and belief comes from performances and a level of consistency that we have shown throughout 32 games already this season. And what we did the other day at Stamford Bridge, it should help us to be very convinced that we have the ability to do that. But the reality is that you have to show it in every game, and there's still so much to happen. But we are glad that we are still alive in the 4 competitions.